one thing. I want everybody to look at me. I'm going to pass it to coin after I say one thing. That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight? I want to eat a W tonight.
What's up, Brian?
What's up? How's it going? I feel like I haven't talked to you in like a month.
It's because we did it 2 days earlier last week and then a day later today.
Yeah, so it just
or
feels
this
weird.
week. A
This
day
week,
later
yeah.
today. Yeah, so you were in Jamaica. How was that? Actually, you know what? Before we get into that, there's a question I want to ask you.
Oh God.
This is a hot topic the last few days, and what do you think about One Gorilla?
I knew you were gonna say this when you said hot topic the last couple of days. So One Gorilla versus 100 Men.
And I need your answer in an in-depth reason.
Wow, in depth. I'm gonna go the gorilla,
Okay.
and the reason is, well, it all depends, right? Like, what kind of gorilla? Is it like king of the jungle gorilla?
So like this whole conversation, people act like it's a 10-foot, just massive gorilla. But I looked up how big gorillas are, and
Yeah, let me look up how big
they're 4'11" to 5'11", and 100 men. People act like it's gonna be like the biggest one. Okay, if we do the biggest one ever, it's 9 feet, 700 pounds. That's different.
Yeah, okay, that's different. Okay, so it says, the height's a Western gorilla is 4.4 feet. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking I don't know if I was thinking
Godzilla?
King Kong. Yeah, I was thinking King Kong
King
or
Kong.
something. No, but now when you put it that way, give me the 100 men. If you can all just jump on him,
Yeah.
you just pile on top of him, and then he's not gonna do anything.
I've watched so many in-depth videos of why a gorilla can't, or why 100 men would destroy a gorilla. But then, when you ask it, just a random person, they're like, "Oh, a gorilla would kick our ass."
So I don't know if you saw this video. It was an AI video of 100 gorillas or was it 1,000 gorillas versus 1,000,000 men?
Yeah.
And did you see that? And it was
yeah, they destroy the men, but the gorillas were massive.
They were huge. Yes, they were 7 people in one.
Yeah, I just don't understand. We need the height and weight.
I know. I need the that determines everything. If it's the biggest gorilla of all time, whatever, 10 feet, 1,000 pounds.
And also, can we pick the guys doing this, or is it just the average guys?
I bet it has to be average guys if we're doing average gorilla.
See, that's a good point. Because you can't have John Jones out there and Ray Lewis.
Yes, if you could pick your gladiators, essentially,
Vontez Perfect.
Yeah, just crazy.
We can make this into an ESPN middle of July segment. Which NFL players would you want on the front lines of this fight?
Give me your 20 NFL players against the one gorilla. Who would take them on in a fight? Yeah, one of those conversations.
Yeah, it's your top 5, and then you have Nick Wright doing it on FS1. He's all I need is LeBron James,
Nick Bosa, and Joey Bosa.
You take the Bosa brothers?
I think so, right? They're fucking. Have you seen Nick Bosa? He's freaking huge.
They're massive. Hey, I'm surprised you didn't just read off the Bengals defensive line.
No, the Bengals defensive line sucks ass, dude. Question: What would you say though? So you would say?
I thought 100 men's too much. I think the right number is around 30.
Interesting. Maybe we should put this maybe someone should do this one day.
They were talking about Mr. Beast doing it.
Getting 50 volunteers or 100 volunteers to get paid.
So illegal. Just go to a remote island. Just drop let's try to find the biggest silverback gorilla. Just drop it on the island. Then the 50, it's the fire festival.
Yes, it's you'd have to probably pay them pretty well, but there's no guarantee you survive, right? So,
or we can just get people on death row, and it's if you win,
you're free.
You're free, which would be scary because
that would also be.
You're also kind of rooting for the gorilla. You're I don't know if I want
scary.
this guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. It's an interesting thought, though.
I mean,
I feel one of these things pops up every week on the internet,
some dumb conversation,
some stupid debate conversation of like, and then it lasts for 3 or 4 days, and then it just goes by the wayside.
Every sports podcast, every comedy podcast,
Yeah, everyone's talked about it. Yeah,
is weighed in on it, and most people, I feel like if you think about it quick, you're like, oh, the gorilla, but then when you like really think about it, you're like, 100 people's a lot.
I mean, that's what I just did. I said gorilla because like my first thought was always gorilla, but then when you said, you know, I looked it up, the average gorilla is like 4'7", 300 pounds, 300 or 400 pounds. That makes a big difference because that's 2 people, 400 pounds.
Yeah, I watched one video. One guy was like, "Do you understand the endurance it would take that one gorilla?" I'm like, "That's a good point too."
That's a good point. 100 men. Yeah,
analytics into it, but
yeah, the AI video was funny. Yeah, the gorillas were like 10 feet tall, and they were just like.
Well, I was like, where's this gorilla coming from? Is it like you said, King Kong? Like, what are we talking about? Then then I would say the gorilla.
Yeah, okay. That's a good point. I knew you were going to ask that as soon as you said on the internet the last couple of days. So I knew that was coming.
Well, it had to be asked. The people wanted to hear your answer. And honestly,
I like that.
It was good. And so anyway, my next question is, how was Jamaica?
Jamaica was great. It was a lot of fun. I played like shit. I didn't play very well, but it's cool. Very different, obviously, than here in the States. So it was cool to experience. And food was really good.
A lot of jerk chicken and Red Stripe.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, so many Red Stripes.
Did you go to Scotchy's?
No, we didn't go to Scotchy's. Should have gone to Scotchy's though. I didn't even know where the fuck it is.
I don't know either. I just ended up there every night when I was there. But
Scotchy's. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. An interesting place. How'd you like Half Moon Bay?
I liked it a lot. It was a sick course. Yeah, it was a sick course. It was kind of open, which I kind of liked. It's like you could kind of spray it a little bit. Some tight holes, but like greens were great. It was long enough that made it difficult, and it was windy as shit. Like you play, it feels like you play. It was like the first 5 holes you're dead into the wind, and then you have like 6 or 7 when you're with it because it's just kind of like along the road, right? It's like back and forth, and then you play into the wind on some tough holes to finish it off. You have like 2 par 3s that are 200 plus yards into the wind, which makes it tough. It was a really fun course though. I liked it a lot. It wasn't like super tricked up either, which I thought was cool. So it's not like a ton of weird tee shots or funky elevations or anything. Because the other courses we played were kind of in the mountains, which were cool, very cool scenery, but it's a different style of golf, right?
Yeah, some of that like in the mountain stuff gets a little gimmicky too.
Yes, it's like it's a 230-yard par 3 that you're hitting a 9-iron because you're like it's just a straight drop.
It's like that Tennessee trip we used to go on.
Yes, exactly. Which is cool. That kind of golf is fun, right? Like that stuff.
It's fun. Yeah.
But we did, we did games every day. We did a scramble. Last day we did a like 3v3, like 3 of us versus the other 3 scramble. So like that was kind of fun. Mix it up. We played a shit ton of golf. So we were like, let's do something different and do a scramble for the last 18.
Scrambles are always. I feel like if I ever went on a golf trip, I'd be like, can we just play a scramble? Why are we being competitive?
Yes. It was actually, so we put money, like we did 3v3. All our handicaps were even. So like we took 3 of us and 3 of us where the handicaps were even. And then the last couple holes we had the caddies come in and play with us for a couple, like 2 of the caddies joined our team, 2 of the caddies joined the other team. And those guys are good, man. They're all like scratch. They're unbelievable. One of them, every single shot, backhand, driver through putter. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You mean crosshand?
It was unbelievable. Or crosshand, yeah. Crosshand.
Backhand. What is this?
Backhand.
Tennis?
Yeah, tennis. Well, you're the ping pong guy. So
I am the ping pong guy, and this podcast is we're going to be talking about a lot of table tennis today because I've cracked the code. But no, it's all I've been winning on, which is sad. But I sent you those screenshots the other day of one day I missed 3.
Oh God, yeah.
Was it 3 parlays?
Was that last weekend? Was it over the weekend, or was it like it was over the weekend?
Yeah. I bet on the Hoygards to win. They lost by 1. I had like a 4-leg parlay I missed by 1, and like a 9-leg I missed by 1.
Yeah,
insane,
unbelievable. That's why you need to see one go in with some table tennis.
That's why, yeah. So I started betting on table tennis, and the key there is if their last name ends with ski, bet on them.
They're good.
They're good. Every time.
I like that. Actually, I like that strategy. I want to see. Can you even? I haven't
in the
even
mornings.
tried.
It's in the mornings.
It's in the mornings. I
Yeah.
like the morning bets.
Yeah.
Morning bets are
Wake
nice.
up,
You get it out of the way. Yeah.
Throw $5 on,
Place a
you
few.
know, whatever ski is there. As long as
It
they're
is
like,
here.
like
Table
plus
tennis elite.
150, plus 150, plus 100 to plus 150. Bet on the skis.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Oh, it's a live match right now. I was going to say there's two skis playing each other. Carol Wazensky, and I'm not even going to attempt this other name.
Hold on. I think I know. Wait, they're playing right now? Do they ever stop? Hold on. And then I would go the first one.
Carol?
Carol, yeah.
I'm going to live bet it right now. Let's see if it hits by the end of the day.
That's
By the end of
hilarious.
this podcast.
It will. These matches go quick. Every morning it's like from 7 a.m. There's like 10 matches from 7 a.m. to like 9.
How did you find this?
I woke up one morning and I was looking at baseball bets, and the only thing that was going on at the time was soccer and table tennis. I'm like, it's wild that they have an option for table tennis. And so I bet one.
Nice.
And
here we are.
And then I started looking at it looking at who won, doing some research.
Yes. Yeah.
We do research
it.
on this podcast, Brian.
I love it. I love table tennis research. You won't get that anywhere else.
Yeah. So
Ski. Just bet the last name Ski. That's the research.
as long as it's not more than plus 180, because I've noticed
Yes, okay.
there's a big gap. But what?
I was gonna say, well, that's tough. Plus anything plus 180. I mean, it's gonna be tough to. Those are hard bets to win.
No,
It's
I
just
get that.
General rule of thumb. Yeah.
But we cracked the code anyway. So the draft.
Yes.
So we're gonna get into the NFL draft, and then we're gonna talk about the NBA
Mm-hmm.
playoffs. So let's start with the draft. Your thoughts?
So I we said I was in Jamaica, so I didn't get to watch it as much as I normally would have. Because normally, I think I said this last week. Normally, all 3 days, I will sit there, watch pretty much every second of it. Maybe day 3, once you get into like the 5th, 6th round, 6th, 7th, maybe, I will just check on my phone when I know the Bengals are coming up, and I'll check when they pick. Because then you start losing. I don't really know who the players are.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you ever go to a draft?
So I had the opportunity once when it was in Vegas, which is that 2 or 3 years ago. When it was in Vegas, I can't remember. It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
That was during COVID. It got canceled.
No, because my family went. It was like right after COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was right after COVID.
Was it really?
Okay. So COVID got canceled, and I think they put it there the next year in order to make up for missing it. Because I know, I remember what you're talking about, because they're supposed to go on the boat to drive the boat up at Caesars or whatever. That was like what they were supposed to do.
Bellagio.
Or Bellagio, whatever. So yeah, I had the opportunity once. My dad won those fan tickets where you're in that fan pod. So you're up at the front of the stage, essentially, with 20 other Bengals fans. He won that for day 1 and day 2. I had a conflict or something. I couldn't go. But so my sister went because she lived in Vegas. So that would have been the opportunity for me to go, because my sister was living there. My parents were going. You're in this fan pod.
And the Bengals had the number 1 pick, right?
No, because that was Joe Burrow. They had they were at the end of the first round somewhere. Maybe it was the Jamar Chase draft. Might have been the Jamar Chase draft where they took him 5th. Hold on. NFL draft, Vegas. I want to think it was Dax Hill.
Is that
Dax
your boy?
Hill. No. What year? Hold on. I'm gonna look this up live. What year?
This is
was
riveting content.
it was?
I just don't think I'd ever want to go to a draft.
2022. It was 2022. So yeah, that was the Dax Hill draft, I believe. So they picked 30th. It was the year after they went to the Super Bowl. So peak excitement too for the Bengals, because they had just gone to the Super Bowl. But that's the only time I think I would go. Because do you see the massive people that were there? It was fucking insane.
See, okay, so I understand Vegas being a draw
Yes,
because there's stuff to do.
correct.
But Green Bay. You're doing everything but watching the sport. What are you doing in between picks? I understand you're probably eating and drinking, but I just don't. Anyway,
Can I tell you something hilarious?
sure.
So I don't live that far from Green Bay. My parents recently moved to Wisconsin, so they're only 2 hours away from Green Bay or something. My dad was going to go by himself to Green Bay to watch the draft. And I was like, you're going to go there by yourself to watch the draft and just like hang out and like have a beer? And he was like, yeah, I'll meet people. And I texted him the night of the draft. I was like, you end up going? He's like, no, I stayed home and grilled the steak and watching it on my TV. I was like, that sounds a million times better.
See, even watching it, dude.
I like watching it. I mean, I can't.
I watched the Pat McAfee part of it.
How much of it did you watch?
Just the Pat McAfee thing.
Pat McAfee. Yeah.
I didn't watch I can't do the sad stories and like I can't do all that. Just
the sad stories. Yeah.
It's like, I want to watch sports. I don't want to watch like a drama.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it turns into. But okay. So let's stop talking about what I don't like. What was your biggest surprise besides the Shedeur thing?
Yes, besides Shedeur Sanders.
Also, can I take a victory lap on that? Didn't I say like I heard someone? Didn't I say that I heard someone say he was like a 6th round prospect if his name was Shedeur Williams?
Oh, you did say that, or Johnson? You said like Johnson or something. Yeah.
Well, the guy said if his name was Shedeur Williams, he'd be a 6th round pick.
Yes, which turned out to be true.
Almost. That was wild. Anyway, what was your biggest surprise?
That was wild. Biggest surprise of the draft that did not include Shedeur Sanders. That was obviously the biggest. I want to say Giants trading up for Jackson Dart, but I kind of had said that in my mock draft. Like, I'm expecting one of those guys to trade up, so I wouldn't say that. Okay, actually, I do know what it is. It's the Falcons trading a future first-round pick to trade back up in the first round to draft James Pierce Jr., who has like massive character concerns. And the Giants traded up and like one pick after them and gave up a 3rd-round pick. And the Falcons traded up and gave up a 1st-round pick. And they were like back-to-back picks. So like,
interesting.
It just made no sense. Like, they completely overpaid for that spot, and they took an edge rusher who I don't think is going to be that good, and he has a ton of character. Like, he had a ton of people at Tennessee didn't like him. Like, his coaches didn't even like him. There's like this whole story out there that he just wouldn't show up to practice. He would skip and no one gave him good remarks like in the pre-draft process. Like, that's a pretty big red flag. But I guess the Falcons fell in love with him, so they traded up in the first round to take him. I would say that was probably the biggest surprise for me.
If I had the holes thing queued up, I can fix that thing.
I can fix
perfect right there.
That would also be perfect for the Bengals. Also, I guess.
Well, the Bengals got the guy that you didn't want.
Yeah, isn't that hilarious? Isn't that funny? Everyone on that trip was the entire day. I was like, I just don't want to take him. And then 5 picks before, I was like, they're going to take him. And they all were like, holy shit, how did you know they were going to take him? And I'm like, because I know the Bengals. I know it. They're idiots.
You go with your gut on who you don't want, and that's who they pick.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Pretty much at the entirety of this entire draft. That's how
did you think it was crazy what Jacksonville did?
That's what I was going to say. That was the other surprising one, was Jacksonville trading back. I actually really liked it for the Browns. I liked it more so for the Browns than I did Jacksonville. I mean, I don't think – there's no secret of what I've said the last few weeks. Like, I think Travis Hunter is a great player, but it's not something we've seen before. So, like, it's a little uncertain of what's going to happen. Yeah, he's one of the best players in this draft, but Cleveland trades back 5 picks, still gets the guy that they were going to take anyway, and they get a 1st-round pick for next year. It was like the first time someone had traded in the top 2 in 20 plus years and not taken a quarterback. It's nuts.
Yeah. You just don't know. And it's cool that they got their guy. They obviously really wanted him. They really liked him. I'm excited to watch this guy play.
Same. Very much so.
But I still think the Browns were doing like so many good things, and then they drafted Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. And then I'm like, what are we even?
So I've thought about this too, and I kind of agree with you. I really liked what they did until, like, even when they took Dylan Gabriel, I liked it because it's like, all right, it's a end of the 3rd round flyer on someone who could, maybe be in the quarterback room. I'm wondering if it was like a Haslam thing who called in once it got to the 5th round and said, hey, he's still on the board. Let's get some butts and seats. He's got the number 2 of all rookies. He's sold the 2nd most jerseys. So like that makes you think that it's potentially a ownership play. Like they want to generate buzz. But the problem is, now you have 2 rookie quarterbacks And a lot of the Browns players are already tweeting out about Shedeur Sanders and all this. They've already made up their minds of who they want to play. So like Dylan Gabriel, like if I'm him, I'm pissed because they're all like all these guys are out here. No one tweets for Dylan Gabriel. Go ahead.
The Browns posted 13 times in a row about Shedeur Sanders and like twice about Dylan Gabriel. But like Dylan Gabriel's a 3rd-round pick, you know, not like middle of the draft, whatever. And a guy who goes at the end of the draft, you know, gets all the attention. Like who do you think makes that team? Because they got to cut somebody.
Yeah, wait,
cut
so
Flacco?
Who are the quarterbacks? You got Flacco,
Kenny Pickett,
Watson,
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, Kenny Pickett.
Deshaun Watson will be on IR. Yeah, Kenny Pickett. There's gonna be 4 guys. And who starts week 1? I saw like Flacco was like plus 1,200. I was like, I'll put money on that.
I'll take that too, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, it's gonna be a mess. And what I don't like about the draft is all like the draft grades after and people like grading out
so stupid
all these players. It's just you can't grade the draft until like 2 or 3 years after.
So stupid. That's what I agree. Like I used to growing up, I loved it because I'm like, oh, I want instant, like, you know, you just want that dopamine hit of oh, my team drafted great or whatever. But when you look back on it now, it's like you're not going to know for 2 years.
What are we been doing?
Yeah, you're not going to know for 2 to 3 years at a minimum. And I heard a
NFL GM or NBA GM saying that if there weren't any mock drafts, or mock drafts low key affect who they pick, because if they let's say you have the 11th pick, or let's say you have the 7th pick, and you pick a guy who was going 13th in a bunch of mock drafts, and like let's just say 90% mock drafts, then people are gonna like look at you and be like, dude, what are you doing? He's going 13th, but you like that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No,
it's just wild to think about.
Completely agree. Well, I thought it was cool that the story of the Eagles came out. So, like, I think the Eagles were one of the big winners of the draft. They got Jahad Campbell in the first round, who, in my mock draft last week, I had said, I think I said I had him going there, and then some of the medicals came back positive. So, like, I was like, he probably won't fall that far. Of course, he falls to them. They trade up 1 pick and snag him. Like, easiest decision ever. And I saw a story on the Eagles that after that draft where they took, who was it? Nelson Aguilar? Is that who it was? Ahead of Justin Jefferson? I think it was Nelson Aguilar ahead of Justin Jefferson. They started looking at like the consensus board. So all these boards that people put together, and there's a consensus board where you take all the big names, Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, Dane Brugler, all these guys that build it, like, and there's an average, right, of where they're supposed to go. Since that draft, they've started looking at the consensus board and kind of taking who the top player is left on that consensus board. Not always, but that's playing a big role. And look how they've drafted. They've drafted so freaking well. It drives me, like, it's unbelievable.
Well, so you have all these guys, all these analysts who, especially guys like Dan Orlovsky, who like grind the tape.
Yes,
like you don't even have to employ these guys. You can just go look at ESPN and be like, look how many guys like this guy.
Right, and that's why the Bengals piss me off, because they don't do that shit. They think they're smarter than everybody and reach for guys and don't take the guys they should be taking. And so like Ravens and Eagles had a great draft, and those are 2 teams that
Malachi Starks is going to be so good, dude.
Did I not? Again, in my mock draft, I said he should not fall here. He's going to fall here, and they're going to take him. And guess what happened? I was like, I freaking knew it. He's going to be such a good player. They took him. Yeah, it's bullshit. I said it. I was like, I don't even want to do this because I don't want to see this happen. And look, I can't. I was pretty pissed off. I think I got 7 right. 7 out of the 32, which I thought was pretty good.
It's not bad. What's your highest you said?
I think 8 or 9. I got 8 or 9 a couple years ago. I did get the first like 7 in a row, but just to the wrong teams or something like that. Because
there's trades.
There's trades and stuff. So like I got the order right, just not to the right teams.
I mean, that's like, I feel like that should be.
Yeah.
Like you can't predict. The predicting trading things is wild. Yeah. I think if you get the number right, that should count.
I'll have to go back then. If I get it like in their slot, I'd have to go back because I probably got another 3 or 4 of those then if it was in the slot.
Well, it should be, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
Real quick though, go back to Shedeur Sanders stuff. Did you want him to get taken, or did you want to keep seeing him fall?
No, I don't really. I kind of jumped on the Colorado bandwagon when they were like undefeated, just because like Deion's like very polarizing and he seems like a cool dude, but people act like the way he acts is it's like too much, but it's like you did this to him. Like ESPN did this to him. The media, like all media, college. I mean, he was pretty good in college. So, like, what are we even talking about?
So you're saying media hyped him up to be like because the way he was, he got more attention, he got more views, more clicks, more likes, and it kind of helped transform into what he is today. Yeah. And that might be part of it. Yeah, because I completely agree. I saw something similar, and I was like, that's a very good take. Because he was touted to be this top 5 pick, and I guess he was going into these interviews, essentially interviewing the teams, like what are you going to do for me? Whereas people took that the wrong way. It's like, no, that's not how this works. You're lucky enough if we take you. I heard something. They gave them their playbook to study before coming in for his like 30 visit or the combine or whatever, and instead of studying it, he kind of failed all the questions they asked about what. How their offense is run, and he, had music playing in his headphones, like around his neck, and was kind of saying, hey, what are you going to do for me? How are you going to support me as a quarterback type thing? So it's interesting. Who knows what's true and what's not, but I do find it interesting. It seems like he got taken off a lot of people's boards because he did not interview well in the pre-draft process. Yeah.
I mean, it's, I never want to like root for someone who, I mean, his dad's nickname is like Primetime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Primetime.
So, of course he's going to act like that. Just look how he's acted. Like, you don't even need to interview him. Like, obviously he's going to act like that. You know what you're bringing in. But, I mean, I don't watch enough. I don't know enough. But, of course, he went to the Browns. He's not going to be good with the Browns. No one is ever good with the Browns. So, like, we can take that off the table. Maybe he has like a resurgence with another team like Baker did, but Baker was also a number 1 pick. Mm-hmm. And also, if you're going to do all this stuff, you better be able to back it up because, there's a lot of people like claiming racism and arrogance and all this, but people have literally killed people in the NFL and they still were drafted or still were on a team. I mean, look at Deshaun Watson.
I know.
He was good enough to have
Browns.
Yeah. And they destroyed his career. Or he did. Who knows?
That might have been that's a mix of both. He lost his way there for a second.
But basically what I'm saying is like we'll see. It sucks that he's going to the Browns because now I have like no hope. Yeah. But maybe I feel like he went somewhere else.
I actually really like the pick for the Browns if they didn't take Dylan Gabriel because you're taking.
I don't understand that.
5th round flyer on someone who maybe he's not a 1st round prospect. He should have gone in the 2nd round though, or 3rd at worst. Like taking that flyer on that kind of player, I think it makes sense, especially in the 5th round. Like I got to the point where Bengals don't need it, but if they would have taken him and been like, hey, central backup, like who knows? I actually thought the Eagles were going to take him. I was like, this feels like an Eagles pick in the 5th round or something. Just take a flyer and then throw him out there in preseason. If he plays well, trade him for like a 3rd round pick or something. Yeah. That's kind of where my mind went. And
you just don't want that distraction though. Like
it's a distraction
because it's like the Tim Tebow thing.
Yes.
Like I was talking to my buddy. I'm like, this is exactly why Tim Tebow isn't on a team still. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because if he wasn't such a polarizing, like Tim Tebow doesn't do anything bad. He's just they just don't want all the attention on this guy all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But
it's just what it is. But
the prank calls. How do you feel about?
Who cares? People are making this out. Like,
dude,
the fact that they
it's driving me nuts.
They fined the dad $100,000. Like that's insane. Like
there's prank calls every year. Like this isn't a new thing. It's every year to multiple players, and multiple have come out since that whole ordeal. Like that's the side of it that pisses me off. It's like, all right, are we just gonna pick and choose where this matters?
Yes, we are. That's how it is. Like, it's all fucking dumb, blown out of proportion. It's headlines. it's just like why people freak out about everything. It's a headline. It's a, like anyone can get anyone's phone number.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I mean, it was just that kid who, I don't know, $100,000 though.
That's it. Yeah. For a defensive, he's a defensive coordinator too. It's not like he's a head coach. I know he was the interim last year, but I don't know if their pay gets raised if they're interim head coaches. Like $100,000 is $100,000. That is a lot to find a singular person. When he didn't even do anything. Like it's not even his fault.
I know. Like your phone's on the table, your laptop's open, it's just it's
how
stupid.
Pissed do you think? How tough of that conversation do you think that was with his son?
Dude, first of all, a defensive coordinator, like he's probably pretty intimidating.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He is a pretty big dude. He's like I feel like he's kind of like Robert. Like when Robert Saleh got fired and he was the interim head coach, it was like, oh, it's Robert Saleh light. Like it's like the same guy. It felt like, but
except with less kids.
Yes, yeah. Which is just that whole story as well. But yeah, overall, didn't get to watch as much of the draft as I really wanted to. I thought the Shador storyline was crazy. Did not like the Bengals draft. I thought they did a horrific job drafting, but that's
we'll see, Brian. We'll see.
But not what I would have done, obviously. But I give them an F.
You're not the GM.
That's true.
And you don't want to be, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean that's bad. Yeah, I think that's it, though.
All right. So, I mean, obviously, you didn't watch much of the dude. First of all, this past weekend with basketball was like,
so
I was up till like 1 a.m. the last 5 nights watching basketball.
I had we went to like a couple places where it was on TV or whatever. We went to like a pool, like a bar at a pool, and it was on and stuff like that. So like I was catching little glimpses of it. But I would like wake up in the morning and check the scores and I'd be like, holy shit, these games, like every game felt like it was a 2-point game, 3-point game this weekend. I missed a lot of good basketball this weekend.
Yeah, it's been, last night was kind of weird, but it's been insane.
Speaking of, I knew Detroit Knicks are on right now.
Yeah.
Knicks up by 11. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was curious how that one was going to end. But yes, on basketball, what surprised you? Like what has been the biggest surprise to you over the first round of the playoffs?
The Lakers getting.
I know it's got to be Lakers.
Gentlemen's sweep.
Yeah.
I mean,
besides the Lakers,
they look so bad.
They did.
Well, we can talk about them right now. I mean, it was like kind of like what we were talking about when they got Luka.
Yeah.
No defense. They have no center. Did you see Mark Williams posted a smiley face after they got beat?
Oh no, I didn't see that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, he tweeted just the smiley face emoji. Which is kind of weird, but
because it's not
no defense. Yeah. Luka is so bad. Like he had like, I think he went 1-on-1 16 times and he had 9 blow-bys.
Holy shit!
And that, I think that like is leading, obviously the playoffs right now. But the Lakers, them getting bounced. I think whatever LeBron does from ever since he turned 40 and on, how much he plays from after year 20 and on is kind of like extra credit. And there's like a lot of people talking about how like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant would never do this, but they didn't play for this long. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you can't really say that anymore.
I do agree with that because I did see something. I mean, it was this morning. I think it was this morning because they obviously lost last night, which bounced them from the playoffs. It was like his tenure with the Lakers since whatever, last, 7 years, 8 years he's been with the Lakers?
Since 2019.
2019. So 7 years.
6 years, yeah.
It was, I can't remember what the first, missed the playoffs first year. And then they won the finals in his second year during the COVID year. Yeah, the COVID year. I actually just real quick on that. I saw that celebration again recently where they're like celebrating and it's quiet in the stands. And it just like made me laugh. Like I was just cracking up. Anyway, and then it was, I think they missed playoffs again, lost in the Western Conference Finals, first round exit, missed playoffs, first round exit or something like that. So it's just the decline of LeBron James. And it's like he's 40. What is he? 41?
41. Yeah.
40 or 41.
Like, I mean, it is a decline, but
he's 40.
But people are touting like him still doing it at 40, but he's really not doing it.
No, right. Exactly. Yeah. No, I get what you're I just thought it was interesting.
But I don't think like him. I don't know how to. I don't even know how to like talk about it because we've never seen it.
Yeah,
you know?
you can't compare it to anything.
So, but I mean, I'm happy they lost because I'm not a LeBron guy, and Anthony Edwards is fucking awesome.
Dude, he's so good.
He's
so good.
That team is so good, and it's going to be hopefully the Warriors beat Houston, so it's Timberwolves and Warriors in the next round because that'll be a good series.
Are you worried about the Warriors after last night?
They kind of went into it with if we're going to be in the game, we're going to play the game, but if it's not going our way, we're going to rest our guys because Steph has a thumb injury, Jimmy still has that bone contusion. They're all older, so I mean I understand the play. There was a point where they got back down to like 13 with all their backups in, and then Houston had to put all their starters back in because they were like losing like a 30-point lead. But,
well, that's what I think I texted you when they were down 30. I think that was like when it was peak. They were down like 35.
Yeah. But no, I'm not worried. I'm not really worried. But Houston's, a fun young team. But I think
they are the 2 seed.
Yeah, it's just interesting with like these regular season teams because you see like I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, Memphis was a 2 seed at one point, and they're so bad. And
that's fair.
Yeah, but the biggest surprise is the Lakers and the Giannis.
Yeah, okay, that was going to be my next thing. I saw that, like all that, like 2 days ago. What was your take on, like 2 things on Giannis? What was your take on him versus Halliburton's dad? Or whatever the hell that was.
Well, Halliburton's dad shouldn't be doing that, number one.
He should be doing it. That's what
that's
like
crazy.
Standing on the court, like kind of flexing in his face.
Like, waving a flag in front of his face. Yes. That's ridiculous. Yeah. And honestly, the fact that took over every headline is,
I know,
like took away from what Tyrese did. Like he was so good at the end.
That game was nuts.
Insane. The Pacers are such a fun team.
What were they? They were down 7 with 39
seconds left.
39 seconds left. And I'm not kidding. Like I flipped it on because I was like, this game's over. But like I flipped it on and I was like, holy shit. And then I texted you as soon as the game ended. I was like, what the hell just happened?
It was insane. He hits a 3, then he gets an and 1, and then he beats Giannis on a drive to win.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Easily too. It was an unbelievable drive.
Yeah. I mean, who
Giannis dropped it for the Bucks? Who dropped the ball out of bounds on that last
Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah, so it was. Yeah. Okay.
But the only reason that they were still in this series is because of Gary Trent Jr. too, because he put up he made like 8 threes the game before, and he did it again that game, and then obviously that sucks. But
Giannis was doing that to like multiple people after the game though too. He got in like 2 or 3 little
Ben Mathurin was the other one. I'm not really sure. I don't really think anything else came from that, but they just kind of got into it. But
that one was weird. He like hugged him and like put his head, like wrapped his head around him. I thought they were like
that's what everyone's
having a moment.
I have no idea. Yeah,
that was so weird. It was so weird.
But the big question with Giannis is if he's going to stay with
where's
the Bucks.
He going? That's what I was going to ask. If you had to predict, so is his contract up, or is he just going to request a trade?
So I think he has 2 years left. If the Bucks were smart, they would try to get something because they don't have a pick for the next six years. They have no good assets. I mean, they traded away Chris Middleton for Kuzma, and then AJ Jackson for who knows what. Kuzma got benched, and did I call it?
Yeah,
he stinks. Yeah. He's terrible.
He does.
Oh God, it's brutal. But Dame's going to be out next year, and he's also going to be like 38 years old.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
he's making like $60 million a year. So I think the people who are contenders and have the assets are Houston, the Spurs, maybe the Magic,
Bulls.
The Bulls don't. The Nets, OKC.
Yeah, OKC would be crazy.
They have so many first-round picks.
OKC would be crazy.
They have assets.
What could a trade be if you OKC? Like who would be one of their assets that they could trade?
Hartenstein, maybe Jalen Williams. He's an all-star. Lou Dort. Literally anyone on their team's a good asset. Their whole team's good, but they also can give like 9 picks. So
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges went for 5 first-round picks. So like
Which is crazy considering how good they were this year, and they have that many first-round picks coming up as well.
who?
OKC.
No, well, they've been doing this. I mean, that's how they got a bunch from the Clippers. They got, they just have been collecting first round picks, and all their picks have been hitting. But if he went to OKC, it'd be insane.
That'd be nuts. That'd be kind of fun, actually.
See, you say that now, but I feel like it would turn into a KD to the Warriors thing.
Yes, all over again. Yeah.
But I think the most fun. I think
if you could pick, like, if you could place him on a team, where would you like
the Wizards?
Where would you put him? Wizards? Just because you're a Wizards fan?
Yeah. My issue is I want him to stay in the East because if he goes to the West is going to be so good.
Yeah, stacked. Yeah.
And then it's just like the Celtics and Cavs in the East, and like
and then eventually just it'll eventually just be the Celtics.
Yeah, but I've heard some New York Knicks stuff, but you basically trade Karl Anthony Towns, who they just got.
Would you have to trade Jalen or no?
No, they'd probably trade Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, and like 2 first-round picks.
Interesting. I wonder if that one would break the internet as much as the Luka trade did, if that were to happen.
I was gonna ask you about the Luka thing.
Yeah.
Does it change your mind about it?
No, it still doesn't change my mind.
First-round exit. Yeah. There's been a lot of that too, but I think the only bad thing the Mavs did, if you were down on him, and I understand why they're down on him, especially like with his defensive stuff and his cardio, and
he does need to work on like his he needs to like hit the gym. Like I think that would help. Like
no,
like, doesn't that piss him off? Like doesn't that would piss me off? Like
I know everyone's calling him fat and like
you're such a public figure, and you're like, I mean, maybe he doesn't give a shit, but like that would piss me off.
He's just getting beat off the dribble in every play. It
doesn't change my mind because you just don't do that. Like maybe I'm thinking as a fan.
Here's what you can do that, but get more back.
Yes,
Mikal Bridges you get 5 first-round picks.
Sure,
if
we're gonna talk
one
changing what the compensation was, then we can have a conversation. But that same compensation again, like no, I still don't think it makes sense. I think Anthony Davis is a good player, but he's broken.
Yeah,
like he's broken.
Yeah, and they're all older. Like they have no future.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they kind of. I don't know, but
Giannis the Bulls. Any chance?
No,
I'm seeing it out there. I'm seeing little birds.
No assets. I mean, I think the Spurs can give a bunch of young guys. They can give Castle, Sohan, Keldon Johnson, like 3 first-round picks. But Houston could give the best package with like Jalen Green. Then they can give their whole team besides Amen Thompson, Sengun, and Van Vliet. Like they can give Jalen Green, Jabari Parker.
That'd be kind of sick, actually.
Or Jabari Smith, not Jabari Parker.
Jabari Parker.
And like 2 first-round picks, and then the Bucks actually have some kind of future, and Houston would be insane.
That would be actually kind of sick. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and they don't even use Cam Whitmore, who's a top 3 pick. They don't use the guy from Reed Shepherd, who just came from Duke. He doesn't play.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 5th overall pick. Doesn't play.
I think going to the Spurs, like it would be cool if he went to the Spurs. It'd be fun.
That'd be interesting because him and Wemby.
That's what I mean. It'd just be
oh my
sick.
God.
Yeah.
You better be able to shoot threes because nothing's gonna happen to the paint.
That'd be sick. So you don't think the Bulls, like Patrick Williams, someone like that, future picks? I don't even know what picks they have. Could throw Kobe White in there.
If those are your assets, and I just gave you 4 guys who are in the top 5, who are top 5 picks in the last 4 years.
Josh Giddey, man.
You're not getting Giannis.
I know we're not. I know they're not getting Giannis. It'd be cool though.
It would be cool.
It'd be fun.
The Bulls need something.
Bulls need like that kind of player again. They need someone. They need their next Derrick Rose.
You mean the best ever? That kind of player again?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they need
Correct.
a miracle. They need a miracle.
So I know this is coming out today, but the series could end tomorrow. But Nuggets Clippers.
It's been a
fun series.
Yeah, you have the best player in the world versus guys who are playing great. I think it's going to go 7. I hope it goes 7. Mm-hmm. But Jokic is so good. Jamal Murray, did you know that he has the most 40-point playoff games?
No, I didn't know
for
that.
the Denver Nuggets.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and
that's a good trivia. That's like a trivia question because everyone's gonna say Jokic.
Yeah, or like Melo.
Yeah, or Melo. Yeah.
But he is the most at like 6, I think. But he's been playing good. It's just gonna be. I just betting against Jokic is so tough, man. He's so good. It's unbelievable. But I think it's gonna go 7. That game's on in 10 minutes. Actually,
10 minutes. Should we live bet something real quick? Oh, yeah. I won my Carol Wazinski money line bet.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Table tennis.
Fuck yeah, dude. I cracked the code.
That is hilarious. That is so fucking funny. That is so funny.
I'm telling you, man. Any ski at the end, you bet. I stay away from anyone else because I have no idea.
That is hilarious.
There's a guy playing at 10 p.m. tonight at Skorsky. You want to put some money on him?
Yeah, let's put some
money minus 140. So
I'm gonna put some money on him.
I will laugh so hard if you hit this.
Let's see. All right, hold on. Let me. Where is this fucking table tennis? God, table tennis is so hard to find.
What are you using?
DraftKings.
Oh,
there it is.
I just go on.
Late. All right, so it's you said it's 10 o'clock, so 9 o'clock my time. Michael Skorsky.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right, Michael Skorsky. Let's see.
I mean, there's like a point spread. Like, what is this?
I know. We gotta do some research and figure out what this actually means.
This might become a table tennis podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
But yeah, sorry, I cut you off there.
I don't think the Clippers are gonna make it through. I want them to, but I also want Jokic to go far. So I'm kind of torn.
Because you want to watch him play longer.
He's just so good, man.
Yeah.
And we need. I feel like losing LeBron and Luka. We need a little bit more star power.
Yeah, that's fair.
In the second round, and I think, I don't know, man. The Clippers match up so good against OKC.
So what if Nuggets advance? It would be
Nuggets OKC.
That'd be a very fun series.
Yeah, but also Clippers OKC would be really good too. James Harden, Kawhi. They have rim protection. They have a deep team.
Who would the Warriors play? Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That also is a fun series. That's going to be if they win, if the Warriors win, that's going to be really fun too.
The issue with
I like both of those.
The Warriors don't have a center, and you have Gobert and Naz Reid and Julius Randle.
Yeah, but you get Anthony Edwards or Steph Curry.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm like, I mean, Gobert had 27 and 24.
Yeah,
and absolutely. I mean, they should have. The Timberwolves should have won by 30, but Anthony Edwards went 0 for 11 from 3.
Yeah,
and Gobert kept him in the game and won the game for him basically. But yeah, I mean, no really big surprises. Just I'm not surprised that the Lakers got bounced, but just in 5 games is kind of weird.
The way they kind of got bounced, I agree, was weird. I said it whenever the playoffs started. If I had to pick one dark horse team, it'd be the Lakers. That's just because they have Luka and LeBron, and look how they won 1 game in the playoffs. So
yeah, and they were a 3 seed.
That's what I mean. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see this Pacers Cavs series. That's like what I'm kind of
that'll be fun
too.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Cavs swept, right?
Cavs swept the Heat. They beat the Heat by like 55.
Didn't you say that the Heat would take a game or two from the Cavs?
I was hoping they would, but the Heat stink.
Yeah,
They're so bad.
That was
so
bad.
I mean, the Magic got one on the Celtics. But
The game 4 they lost by 55. 55. That's nuts.
Yeah.
God, that's embarrassing. Should have been the Bulls.
Should have been the Bulls. Maybe they.
Should have been the Bulls.
I don't know. They kind of stink too. But
yeah, they do stink.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really know. The Pistons and Knicks. I hope that goes to 7. But right now,
I hope that goes to 7 too. What is the score right now? It's probably not.
It's a 5-point game.
Oh, it's close now.
2-point game.
2-point game. Should I live bet it? I'm gonna live bet it. Pistons money line.
I have the Pistons money line before.
Live bet it.
Yeah. Like, do you have any questions, or did you watch much?
No, I did not watch much. Unfortunately, I wish I would have watched more because the games seemed fantastic. But
yeah, it was great. It was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend for basketball.
Tie game.
Most of it, yeah. It was plus 140, and as soon as I placed a bet, it went down to plus 100 because the game got tied.
Nice.
But so if you had to pick, based on who's still alive right now, would you change your original pick of OKC Celtics in the finals?
Was that my pick?
I think so. I think that's who you took, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
we talked about it. Like, we want it to be something different, but
yeah.
The way
that's probably what's going to happen.
Still, you don't think anything's changed that?
Well, here's the deal. Let me just go down this really quick. Let me break this down for you, Brian.
Yeah,
really quick.
I need it.
All right, we'll start with the West. The Warriors are probably going to make it out. They don't have a center. And if they play OKC, they're going to get absolutely destroyed because they just have no bigs, and they're just going to put Draymond in foul trouble, and then they're screwed. Timberwolves. I actually don't hate the Timberwolves. They have a pretty deep team.
I think, not to cut you out, I think Timberwolves are the team I'm cheering for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, I like the. Okay, well, they're playing the Warriors next. That's awesome. If they beat the Warriors, then I'm with you because Anthony Edwards is awesome for the West. Denver has 5 guys. They have no bench. Russell Westbrook is a light switch. He's either putting up 20 or losing the game for you. I love the guy, and then Oklahoma City has the best team. They're so deep. They have a good player in every position. Pacers, young, can't play defense, so no. Knicks, they only have 6 guys, 5.5 guys. Deuce McBride is half. Yeah, go Muller. We had 2 guys, in the playoffs.
Yeah, we do.
Celtics have a, deeper team than most. And the Cavs, no. Was that a good breakdown, or did I just say that?
Yeah. No, I think it was a good breakdown. You essentially came to OKC and Celtics.
Yeah, just because the depth. I mean, God, it just like there's so much talent spread out the NBA, like throughout the NBA now, that like
and based on the way they played,
it's so tough.
Based on the way they played in the first, like they both played in the first 2 series. I mean, I know Boston lost 1. Did OKC lose 1?
No,
they did. Okay,
they came back from like 30, but it's because John Morant got hurt.
Yeah. So based on the way they're playing, I agree. I do agree with you with Denver. I think if they win the series, I don't think they win another series. It just feels like
they have to play OKC.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
If they beat OKC, then if they play OKC, I think they beat the Celtics.
Who gives OKC the hardest matchup?
The Timberwolves.
I hope they play each other.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick.
Honestly, if it's not the Warriors, that's who I'm. I think that the Thunder would sweep the Warriors, but I think the Timberwolves would give them a good matchup.
give them at least 6 games or something.
Yeah, Denver will too, just because of Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think OKC, like Jokic, is gonna have to play 45 minutes a game.
Did the Timberwolves make it to the Western Conference Finals last year?
Yeah,
it was last year. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and they lost to Luka.
Yeah, they lost. But they get swept. They might have gotten swept. I don't think it was close.
It's game 7.
Was it game 7? Okay. I made me think about that wrong. Who gives the Celtics the toughest matchup? It's got to be the Cavs, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I just the East is so weak. It sucks.
That's what I'm saying. It feels like a lot of this is going to depend on the West. All right, here's one for you. Would any of the, excluding OKC, teams in the West, would you take any of them over the Celtics?
Man, I don't know why, but I'm thinking Timberwolves. But
Is that just like bias of what we just saw?
I think okay. So the reason I think that is because you need to think of like, do they have a player who could be the best player in the series? Anthony Edwards, I would say he could be. Do they have depth? Yes. Do they have bigs that can match up with Porzingis and Al Horford? Yes. So they check all these boxes, and that's what I did with OKC. Like the reason I'm not saying Denver is because they don't have depth, but they have Jokic, the best player in the world. But I think the Celtics can do enough offensively and defensively to just like let him get his 40 and we're good.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's kind of what I've learned with basketball. You need to have a guy who could be the best player in the series 4 out of 7 games. And, Anthony Edwards can do that. Jokic could do that. SGA could do that. Steph could do that. But then you have to look at the rest of the team. It's kind of like when I was saying about Denver and OKC. Denver is the best player out of those two teams, but their next best player isn't until 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So maybe 4, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to have depth, especially now with how fast the game is, and you need shooting, you need a mix of shooting, bigs, all that. So yeah, I mean, and what's crazy about the West is I just said the Timberwolves have the best chance to beat the Celtics if it's not OKC, and they're a 6 seed.
That's what I said. They're a 6 seed.
Who's a 6 seed for? I guess Detroit. I mean, they're pretty good, but
Detroit's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh my God, they're winning right now.
They're winning. I need them to win.
Yeah, I need them to win by 2.
I think that'd be a fun Game 7. I just like when they go to Game 7s. It just, you can tell in Game 7s that it feels, watching the games, it means more. Obviously, it means more, but you can tell.
I'll tell you what, man. This is actually something I want to talk about. But watching how the refs, ref these games, I don't know why they don't do it every game.
What do you mean? Like calls?
Letting them play and
yeah, mm-hmm.
A
little more physical.
A lot more physical. Mm-hmm. But I also get it. 82 games is a lot.
It's a lot. 82 games is a lot. I like that I like getting the playoffs. So that you're right though, because that's what people want to see. It's like March Madness. March Madness was driving everyone nuts because everything was a foul. It's not fun to watch when everything is a foul.
It sucks.
It sucks. It's stoppage time. Yeah. It's no one wants to watch free throws. No one wants a game to end on a controversial foul or controversial whatever.
Oh, did you see that? Speaking of controversial fouls, did you see that Detroit ending with Tim Hardaway getting fouled? Did you hear about that?
No, I don't think I missed that. Was that over the weekend?
It was last game. No, 2 games ago. There was, I think, they were down 2 or down 1, and Cade missed a shot. They got the rebound, passed it to Tim Hardaway. He kind of got bumped, and they didn't call it, and it was a whole thing. Anyway, that's
what were your thoughts? Should have been a foul.
It's dumb. I mean, if you watch the whole game, you could have called 8 fouls on every possession. And then,
that's the thing. You could go back to anything and be like, well, they could have called this at the 2-minute mark, but it doesn't feel as big because it's not in the last second of the game. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Let them play. Let the kids play. Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Do you want to pick some games or what?
Yeah, let's pick some games, and then I'm gonna throw in my Derby winner that I'm placing this week. Kentucky Derby, baby.
Wait, that's this week?
That's this week, man. Kentucky Derby. We're betting horses.
That's crazy.
We're betting horses. I love betting horses.
I'll do the same, but I don't know anything about it. I'm just gonna pick the coolest name.
I don't know anything about it, but one of my cousins is like super into it, so I've been texting him the last 3 days.
That's
I'm
crazy.
tailing whatever bet that he places.
What are sports red flags? Like what big events is
Ping pong.
It's a good
No,
point.
I'm just kidding.
Good point. Let's move on. Good point. You got me.
Oh, that's funny.
Good point. That was good,
All right.
man. I'm pumped.
Yeah. All right. So I went 0-3 last week. We don't need to talk about it.
Oh,
We'll just let it go. Don't need to talk about it.
okay.
Pistons money line. They lost by 2. That might have been the game that you're talking about.
Yep.
That's probably the game that you're talking about. Shane Lowry, Roy McIlroy came in 12th, not top 10. It sucks. And then I had more Clark. They didn't make the cut, but I looked at both of those bets. Like I placed all the bets, and then I was kind of looking at them when I was in Jamaica, and I was like, shit. And then you went 1 and 2, so we had a nice 1 and 5.
Wait, I went
On
1
the
and
week.
2.
Yeah, you went. You had the Hoygaard brothers top 10, which that hit at plus 230. I'll throw that out there. It's a nice hit at plus 230.
Came in second.
Came in second. Potson Mitchell top 10 did not hit, and then Denver Clippers over 214.5. That was the game where it was like 116 to 85 or whatever
Awesome.
it was.
Awesome.
Sick.
Awesome.
You go first though.
All right, so there's only one game up.
Which one is it?
Pacers, Cavs.
I got 2. I got Pacers, Cavs, and then we have Houston, Golden State tomorrow.
You want to do that one?
Yeah, let's do that one. We can do that one tomorrow.
All right.
I'll tweet out the bets in the morning, and then if you post it in the morning.
Yeah, perfect. All right, I'm gonna go Pacers plus 7.5.
Pacers plus 7.5. I do like that. Oh, dude, that's that. I don't know.
You don't like that? Coming off.
No, I do like it. Minus 108.
I feel like
I do like that.
That series is gonna be actually pretty fun.
That's gonna be a fun series. We didn't really talk about either of those teams too much, but that's gonna be fun. All right, Golden State, Houston. So this would be Game 6. I think it's gonna go to 7. I'm gonna take Rockets plus 5.
Ooh,
Sorry.
it's not bad. Only give me Warriors minus 5 in my next pick.
Okay. Minus 110. I like that. So then you have Warriors minus 5.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 5. And then minus 110. All right. I will go. I'm going to go the over in that game too.
Warriors game?
Yeah. Over 203.5.
Yeah, that's cool with
like
me
that.
because I'll go over in the Pacers Cavs game.
Perfect. All right. Golden State. Sorry. Give me a second to write these down. Damn it.
Sorry, I was picking too quick. I like
You're
these.
going too quick.
Well,
That's good though. That's usually, if you go quick, that usually means you have a decent beat on it. So you went over on Pacers Cavs?
you would think, yes, you would think I have a decent beat on it, but I haven't
But-
won anything besides
Except
table tennis. Also, what's that
229 and a
match-
half.
what's that
Damn.
match at, by the way?
229 and a half. That's a big over under. All right, my
Dude,
last one.
The Pacers don't play defense.
I will take. Damn. Give me Cleveland minus 7.5. I don't really have another option.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I took Pacers minus 1.5, and oh fuck, I just lost that bet.
Well, what was the score?
I thought I put the over, but I put the under. Fuck.
I hate when that happens.
God damn.
That's the worst.
I thought I hit it. Oh.
That's the worst. Oh, Pistons up 4.
Yeah.
4 minutes left. All right, so read off the bets again real quick. I had Rockets plus 5 at minus 110, Houston Golden State over 203.5 at minus 110, and then Cleveland minus 7.5 at minus 112, and then Mike had Pacers plus 7.5 at minus 108, Warriors minus 5 at minus 110, and then Cleveland Indy over 229.5.
Dude, our guy Skorsky's about to win.
Is he?
Yeah, he's at
These are so quick.
It's-
That just
yeah.
started.
Well, they play 4 sets, and he won the first set, and
11 to 8. Yeah.
yeah, and
He's winning the second set.
He's at
love
minus 500 to win.
He's at minus 500. I love it. Crack the code.
Oh, man, I cracked the code, man. The skis, man.
All right. My quick, and I want to make sure I get these names right.
Okay.
My quick Kentucky Derby.
Oh, hold on. Let me look at the names. Where do you find this at?
So it's on, if you go to DraftKings, it's on DK Horse.
DK Horse?
Yep.
Oh, got it.
I'm going with Sandman at 6-1. Number 17, my lucky number 17, 6-1 Sandman to win the Kentucky
Is this what I'm looking at right here? These like
Yes.
Okay.
Those numbers and names.
Journalism
Sandman.
is 8. That's dumb. Luxor Cafe. Just Rodriguez. Okay, the odds here. All right, let me try to find one. Flying Mohawk. Who's the favorite?
I think it's number 8, Journalism, 3-1.
Just the name's journalism.
Yep.
All right, give me number 10, Grande. At 20-1.
It's a perfect fit. To win?
To win, sure. I mean, is there
Wanna do
like
an
a top
exacta?
5 option?
No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, what was your 6-1?
Mine was 6-1. Yeah.
Hold on.
I've got inside knowledge
Chunk
that
of gold? Like, what are we doing?
Sovereignty.
Tistastic?
Yep.
Publisher?
Coal Battle?
Like, what? East Avenue? That's a street.
That is a street. Fly Mohawk. Journalism.
American Promise? Dude, these are bad.
Yeah. There aren't great names this year.
Dude,
But,
Grande's going to win.
Are you a Kentucky, like, do you watch the Kentucky Derby or no?
Brian, when I say there should be red flags about sports you watch, well, I guess they're like guilty pleasures, right?
Yeah.
Table tennis is mine.
Yeah, sure.
I've never watched it.
You've never watched the Kentucky Derby?
No,
Maybe-
I have.
Oh, the table tennis.
Brother,
We grew up in a family that half of my family is from Kentucky, so the Kentucky Derby was always pretty big.
Skorsky's about to fucking sweep, bro. He won the second set.
Johnny
How
Manziel.
much money did you put on that?
$25.
No fucking way. That's
Yeah.
great, man. Good for you. Good for you. All right. Well, that's the end of this podcast, right?
Yeah, that's the end.
If you want to hear more table tennis talk, tune in next week. And where can people find us, Brian? Let's see if you got it.
Fuck. You can't do this to me after I was in Jamaica for a week. I didn't study.
It's not a thing.
Are you sure that's not a thing?
I know it's not a thing.
All
All right.
All
Where
right.
can you find us? What are
People can find us at AthletePod on
Yes.
X/Twitter.
Yes.
And then they can find us at Traveling Athlete Pod on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Let's go.
Oh, I like that.
Good job. All
bigger than a
right.
golfer's
We'll be back
clap.
next week. We'll be back next week in regular
Schedule program.
schedule. I'll be in Ohio next week.
Oh, so you are playing. Nice.
I am. I've been practicing.
Good. How's the foot feel?
It's been hurting a little bit, but
Yeah.
each day is getting better.
Good.
Today I could really get after it. Hit
Good.
a lot of golf balls today, so that was good. But yeah, so I'll be playing next week, and yeah, everything's getting better, but it still kind of hurts to walk a little bit. So that'll be interesting.
All right. Well, take it easy. Don't hurt yourself too much. Don't beat Bryson out there and pound 19 buckets of balls.
Oh no, we're not
And,
doing all that.
yeah.
I'm on a pitch
Yeah.
count. I'm
Good.
being responsible, but
A lot of putting.
yeah, we're figuring out the putter, and
Good.
we're getting there. But all right,
Good.
we'll be back next week. Follow us at AthletePod on Twitter, at Traveling Athlete Pod on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And Brian,
Peace.
Playoffs, baby.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, shit. We gotta do it again, dude. Let the lens cap out.